So welcome back again, Frank DiMora. Today is July the 28th of 2015. Now I'm going to cover a section about the Ezekiel war, that the prophet Ezekiel was given information from our Lord and our God. And as you can see from the picture here, on the left-hand side below in the corner are the names of the countries that are going to attack Israel in the last days. Or as when you read chapter 38 and 39, you'll see that it says the latter days, or the latter years, which means the end times. Now the arrows will signify the direction that the enemy is coming against Israel, and you'll know that Turkey is one of the major allies, of course Russia, but I want you to look at Iran, because Iran is one of the major allies along with Turkey and Russia and these other countries that are listed, that, by the way, are having problems with ISIS, and are, little by little they're being taken over by ISIS. And ISIS's goal is to go into Jerusalem and wipe out not only the Jews in East Jerusalem, obviously, but all the Jews, and to get rid of them. And so it becomes important to understand Ezekiel 38 and 39. Now, knowing that Iran has been named as one of the participants in the Ezekiel war against Israel, it becomes very important to us to watch the news concerning Iran, especially because Iran has stated over and over again, and especially since Barack Obama was elected as president, they've been stating that they want to wipe out the nation of Israel, and this nuclear deal that they were discussing for almost 6 years, this is a major component of the direction that this world is going to prepare for the Ezekiel war that God has prophesied for us. So knowing who is involved, let's go over to the news today to let me break it down for a little bit. This video won't be long, but I want to show you the developments and connect the dots for you. Now, in today's news in the Bread Bar, you'll see this headline: Iran deal worth more than all U.S. aid to Israel since 1948. And of course, this date is very significant because that's when Israel was born again as a nation, May 14th, 1948. And of course, anybody who knows Bible prophecy knows that that is a fulfillment of prophecy that God had given to us in the Old Testament. You could read about it in Ezekiel chapter 37, where he talks about bringing the Jews back into the land. And of course, Jesus mentioned what was going to happen in the latter days. So we know, when we put those things together, we know Iran participant, we know that Israel is going to be very, very important. God has his hand on this nation. He's going to save a remnant. Not all. The Jews will be destroyed. We know that for sure, because there will be a remnant left. Now, in my video that I have at my website today that I just made about the Jews rebuilding their temple and the Antichrist coming first before the real Messiah comes, Jesus Christ, we know that it becomes very important to understand these developments, because Iran is in bed with all of these other countries from the Ezekiel war. And when you read this article, that the United States is giving billions, obviously, and unleashing billions of dollars to Iran. Iran has stated that they're going to wipe out Israel. What do you think that they're going to do with this money? Obviously, they're going to use it to propagate their agenda, which is road to Jerusalem. So please, trust me, the news that you're reading here is very, very significant. It says the Iran deal will provide Iran with cash windfall as sanctions are eased and assets are unfrozen, because up to now they have been unfrozen. The total amount is estimated to be as high as $150 billion. Now, if so, the Iran deal would give more cash to Iran than the $124.3 billion U.S. has given in total aid to Israel since 1948. The exact amount that Iran would gain through the unfreezing its foreign assets is a matter of some dispute. The Israeli ambassador has put the number of $150 billion. The Obama administration puts the number at $50 billion, and since some Iran's assets have already been obligated, including for projects in China, the New York Times reports. Others say the number is higher. Foreign policy estimated that the number at north of 120 billion, with an additional 20 billion per year in oil revenues, making the deal worth 420 billion over 15 years. If north of 120 billion is the best estimate, that would equal or surpass the total amount of U.S. aid to Israel since the country has been in existence, with the Congressional Reserve Service calculated to be 124.3 billion in normal terms as of 2015. Even at the Obama administration low estimate, the cash freed to Iran by the deal would surpass the total U.S. aid to Israel for the past 15 years, at minimum roughly $3 billion per year. Now here's the kicker. The whole time that Iran is jockeying for this nuclear quest that Barack Obama has been giving to him, all he's been doing over the past 6 years as they extended these talks, these nuclear talks, is to give them more time to build up their centrifuges and to do what they wanted to do, build a bomb. And so during this whole time, these leaders, these spiritual leaders, have been warning and just been decrying against the United States, calling them the enemy, great Satan, and Israel, obviously the little Satan, and warnings that they were going to destroy both Israel and America. So what you have here are the prelude, the setting of the footstones, and monies that will be allocated for enemies in the region around Israel to prepare for not only the Ezekiel war, but also the Psalm 83 war, which I believe is going to be coming before the Ezekiel war. So pay attention to Iran. They're in prophecy. Now that the money is unfrozen, billions of it, that money is going to start flowing into the enemies against Israel, and you're going to see more conflicts coming up, I can guarantee it. This is Frank DiMora with the End Times Research Ministry.